All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. This is that firestorm from an airplane looking out over the plains of Texas here. So we had quite a firestorm kick up behind this storm. Something I forgot to mention when we were doing the weather report. When we see some of these bigger storms, sometimes there's dry air on the backside and high winds that kick up fires on the backside of these storms. So, and here we had that case here in Texas, and it caught everybody off guard here. So, can I please have this back? Yeah. I'm waiting for this computer to undo this screen here so we can get to our solar report. Meanwhile, how's everybody doing? Thank you for taking a moment of your time to come to our precious little family here and do our solar report if we can. Please, Lord, can we have the computer back, please? All I was trying to do was get out of this page so we can do a solar report. Unbelievable. I spent all this time setting the show up. And for what? So this thing can freeze up? Gotta be kidding me. Come on now. Anyways, while we're waiting here, sorry for the rinky dink show. I'm trying to be as professional as I can, but I got the laptop from a thrift store and a phone from. Come on, please. What? What? I had all of this set up. Oh, we have to have a ad, huh? Any day now. Oh, so frustrating. Absolutely mind numbing. All for some lame commercial that's not going to matter in about 3 or 4 days from now. Please, can we have the computer? Anything. Come on. All right, finally. Hopefully, we will get the solar report going now. Please bear with me here as we struggle through this. Oh, man. Yeah, you can play it. So we got the numbers clicking away down here, yet no frames. What? Lord, please. I did all this work for your show here, and then we get all these jam ups. Did I not include this in the prayer? Could we please have the computer cooperate tonight? Unbelievable. Well, we know it's February 27th. Maybe next time we'll just do the show and I'll open one page at a time. And instead of lining things up to where I could just click away at stuff, we'll just have to do it the old fashioned hard way because this is ridiculous. Come on now. All right, we're loading up these images, hopefully, at the turtle's pace. Anyways, we've had just this little blast off the sun here. Not much to see, really. I don't even know why I bothered opening this page. I shouldn't even bother doing solar reports and stuff anymore. We should just do the spiritual report because all these instruments and all this stuff is just a bunch of distraction, really. Basically, trying to explain to you guys the signs in the sun and the stuff to watch out for here. But I can't even get the cooperation from one instrument. Yeah, I was in traffic, and we ought to have a new drag race competition. Who can sit at the green light the longest and text and make their phone call and then hide their phone really quickly and then go at the last minute when the green light turns yellow. How about that? We could do some drag racing like that because that seems to be how everybody likes to drive these days. And old women, old men that should know better. It's just. Anyways, here comes our solar report. 3 years later. All right, so we had this little blast off the top here. What I was interested in is in this little guy right here coming off the side. Has a strange little signature to it. And what I'm going to try to do... What is going on with this computer tonight? Lord, I can't even use my Zoom. I might have to stop this stream, reboot my computer, reload up every single instrument, because this is just mind-numbingly aggravating. Can we get rid of something here? Whatever's jamming this page up. Anyways, I wanted to show you this cool little object that's popping out over here. I was going to zoom into it and show you it had like a little eye feature in it and everything, and it was going to look all cool and stuff, but apparently Google Chrome can't respond. Google. Can we have the instrument, please? Oh my God. All right. Can we zoom in, please? Oh, it's going to be one of these shows, I can tell. Well, for those of you who have patience, stick around. If you don't, I don't blame you. Anyways, here comes this little guy popping out right there. And it's got a little something weird to it there. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But, yeah, a lot of computers as well as sites messing up. I know, it's just frustrating. I put all this together and try to make it a semi-professional show, and it just doesn't seem to matter. Anyways, there's our weird little, whatever you want to call it. Kind of look like a little ship right there. Anyways, and then we have that blast up above. Not much. Let's get over here to Solar Ham. Let's get rid of that site too. X out of that thing that was jamming up my computer. Okay, as you can see here, been pretty quiet day. A little bump right here, but not much to, not much to write home about. Our M flares are at 50%. X flares down to 10%. I would go look at this other next day right here, but there's not much there that's worth looking at. Just delay this show even longer. Let's get to the important stuff. 3590 is still there, okay? It's an important sunspot. It's still right here. It hasn't left the strike zone yet. So it's not, we still got to, keep our fingers crossed, hold your breath, keep praying. Below is an updated look at the visible solar disk on Monday, including the magnetic layout of the big sunspot region 3590. A quieter day so far with only minor C flares detected, mostly around 3590. The region maintains a weak delta within the center of the group, along with the lengthening line between positive and negative polarity. The risk for a moderate to strong solar flares decreased somewhat, according to NOAA, with a 50% chance M flares, 10% chance X flares. This could change rapidly, however, as the region continues to evolve on a daily basis. All right, and there's your configuration for right now. Here we can even pop it up a little bit bigger. All right, so 3590 still not done with yet, okay? Also, something I want to talk about tonight are these sunspots lined up vertically here. This is totally out of character for the sun. This is a sign in the sun. And even these other guys noticed it and detected it. I was going to point that out last night as well, but now that they've pointed it out, we can cover that as well. But we'll get to that here in a sec. Back up here to your KP index, we did take a little solar storm here. We did have a little absorption event. It died off really quick. We had a small little thing, but right now it's way down here. It's low, so there's not much, magnetic enhancement going on with our auroras right now. They're very faint, so that's good. We're not taking on a bunch of energy right now. Tracker, I don't think there's anything really that they're tracking except for this one that went off that way that we looked at last night. Yeah, it's still the same one. Okay, so not much to see there. In fact, let's just get back out of there. Back to AR 3590. The lead section of the group showed steady growth today, while some decay was evident within the trailing section. The magnetic delta location in the center of the group appears weakened as well, although a transition line between the positive and negative already. We've read that. Moderate M flares. Likely during the next 24 hours with a chance of another strong X flare. Okay, so that chance is still there. Okay. Now I want to come over here to spaceweather.com. Can we have this site? All right, here we have it set up with these 4 sunspots, and they put it in the box. Everything's all outlined here and everything. First, so no CMEs are coming. This is still the same as last night. An unusual alignment of sunspots. Like almost everyone else in the world with a solar filter, Alan Freeman, Buffalo, New York, has been watching giant sunspot AR 3590. It's wonderful as expected, but yesterday I was surprised to see an unusual lineup of sunspots to the left. Note the red box. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You see how these are evenly spaced? Boom, 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 boom. They're not really, they're supposed to be horizontal. Okay, so this total out of character for the sun is a sign in the sun, right? And I'll explain here in a second. Let's finish this article real quick. Sunspots usually travel along lines of latitude, creating horizontal bands parallel to the sun's equator. Today's lineup is perpendicular to that arrangement. Does it mean anything? Oh, yes, it does. Probably not. However, the vertical line might signal something offbeat in the sun's inner magnetic dynamo. Magnetic dynamo. Sounds like they're picking up on my style. Anyways, so we have this alignment that's way out of character, okay? Does it mean anything? Oh, it sure does. I'm going to make a little connection here for you, too, because the other day, or last night, please, Lord, can we have this other site? Can I please be able to switch from one page to another tonight? I was going to show you something that lines up with that. Please, Lord, we have the site. Why? There we go. All right. This menorah. All right. There's the sun and 3 little dots. The sun and 3 little dots. The sun and these dots and these stars lined up equal distance. Just like we have. Oh, please, dear Lord, let it switch back to a page. Just like we have similar to the sun here. And, man, we could lose the train of thought at this pace here. All I was trying to do was connect some dots. Yes, April 8th. Maybe even before then. How about this? On April 8th, everybody's like, ooh, this eclipse is going to be so awesome. It's going to be so great. I can't wait to see it, blah, blah, blah. What happens if, like, say, 2 days before or the day before, there is massive devastation on a worldwide, field, and you're standing in a bunch of wreckage, just the survivors, looking up as the moon goes over the sun and darkens the sky, and you see a comet with horns on it in the background. Anyways, I told you about 3 days of darkness. Doesn't necessarily mean 3 days in a row. It could be 3 independent days. A day of an eclipse could be interpreted as a day of darkness that has darkness during the daytime. If you didn't have the term eclipse or understand how it works, you would label such a day of darkness. And we've already had 2 days of darkness. We're guaranteed to have the third, so there will be 3 days of darkness from a certain perspective. Okay? These lined up like this is totally giving you a hint, as well as this menorah that's coming up on the 13th. And why did I try to switch back again, Lord? I don't know. Anyways, what I was trying to say with that image with the sun, it had, how did it go, Lord? It was the sun with 4 things lined up. So the sun would make 4 things lined up. The sun would make 4 things lined up. So it's kind of a sign of this that's to come. And this we won't get to see. This alignment will happen during the daytime. It'll be what's the term? Veiled by the sun. You won't be able to see the stars during the daytime. So this alignment will only be able to see on stellarium. Okay. And since you can't see this alignment during the daytime, the sun is giving you a hint, since you don't get to see the alignment. Okay, you'll see it in the sunspots. Kind of something like that. See what I'm saying? All right, now, X out of this. X out of that. X out of this. I'm just going to keep Xing out of stuff until I can get pages to actually work. Okay, now, over here at our Knoll School, just real quick, the Schumann was down, so there's no Schumann report tonight. So we moved next on to the Knoll School, and I have it set up on fires here. And you can see our outbreak here in Texas, okay? As that storm was rotating and coming through, the winds on the backside come whipping around. They're dry, they're fast, and all it takes is one ignition, one little spark, and you got yourself a wildfire or a grass fire. And this fire spread so quickly today, it caught a lot of people off guard, because a lot of times when you see these storms roll through, you're thinking moisture and rain and hail. Well, there's also dry air and high winds associated with it too on the backside sometimes, and that can be conducive to fire. And we've seen this before with these big storms move through. They have a fire threat on the backside, and I've told you that several times. I warned you several times when we've had these storms move through. This one, I wasn't really expecting it. I didn't think we were going to see quite the effect we did. There were some strong tornadoes today. In fact, they're still tracking tornadoes in Indiana right now, maybe even expecting some in Kentucky here a little later. But on the backside of that storm, those winds kicked up with some dry air, and a little spark is all it took. And this fire blossomed so fast. I was watching the storm chasers on their radars chasing the thunderstorm, and you could see this thing blossoming and just spreading at like 60, 70 miles an hour. It was moving just like a tornado, leaving its own damage path, its own signature on the map. And then here, let's, how to have that? Chemicals, carbon monoxide. Please, Lord, can we have carbon monoxide? Why is this not working? Anyways, I was just going to put the carbon monoxide on there so you can see the big smoke plume that's coming off of this area. And that's what I showed on the thumbnail, was that big wall of smoke with a bunch of fire in it, and it's raging at like 60 miles an hour, and you can see those people on the highway trying to get out of there. Why can't we have this? What is going on? All right, I'll refresh here. Let's see if we can get this page to work properly. There we go. All right, anywho, you can see this plume of smoke now has drifted way up here like this. As the storm moves through, this is just like a big wall of smoke moving across the land like this. Also, we have these also fires kicking up in Arkansas. This storm, this is an older image. This storm has now moved up into Indiana, and on the backside of it still, some fires have popped up in Arkansas as well. Let me take that off of there now that we went through all that and it didn't really work. So to the air. Let's no here. Yeah, that makes the fires pop a little bit. All right, so here's our spot in Texas, and then as the storm has moved up through here in this region now, it's moving through, the storm front's moving through here right now, and on the backside, we're still having little pop-up fires. Okay, so be aware, that's a nasty storm. Okay, now let's get over here back to our polar vortex real quick. We'll do a polar vortex report. Let me take these fires off. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll leave them on for now. All right, so our polar vortex, our bipolar vortex, this one has really kind of spread out and weakened. This one really, gaining strength and well organized. It wants to kind of complete a circle here, but it's being peeled away. Look how it's just being torn away and coming back this way into that our weakened sub-vortex on this side now. So still this region getting hammered. You see how it comes right back down. It just continues to hammer this region right here. We have this smaller sub-vortex that's growing on this side. This thing's getting more organized while the other one's getting less organized. Meantime, this is taking cold air from up here and slamming it down into China. They lost, 2.1 million head of cattle in Mongolia. They've lost all kinds of animals and stuff, have frozen to death here in China because of this polar vortex. All right. You know what? Let me just go ahead and take these fires off. All right, there we go. Anyways, so we have our bipolar vortex, or tripolar, because we got a small one on this side, this diminishing one on this side. So, what was I going to say? What's up?
Oh, are you good?
I'm still doing my show right now. Yeah, I thought the light was on, but I'll come get you when I'm done. There's more drinks in the fridge if you need more. All right.
No, you're all good.
Okay. Anyways, we got this. We got a sub-vortex right here that's pumping this cold air into China, killing all the cattle and stuff. We got this main vortex right here that's just really super strong and well organized. Then this dissipating one on this side is going against the weather. All right. See, this flow is pushing against the normal weather, wants to go this way. So we're going to park it right there and start going down through the levels here real quick. All right. So here's the transition layer between the polar vortex layer and our upper jet stream. So this transition layer you can see this buckling effect that's still having in this region. It's still kind of tearing apart stuff, driving it south.